Welcome everyone to another fine live stream here with our T2 Linux. Yeah, kind of sort of last minute release improvements and stuff. I have to wonder if Elon Musk still can buy us well after he spent all his money he didn't have on shit to write. But anyway, good that we only need it for ourselves, and it's a freaking open source project that we can just use and perfect every day. So last night I continued some boring FSTab stuff, and so I got that to work the way I wanted, at least I think. And let's just change one detail a little bit, so much to made it to work, and then the next morning, thanks God we haven't committed it yet. So this files. I also wondered, Notec the other day said, is there a services file because decades later? Probably. I mean, I find such kind of files anyway silly. I have the feeling that is long gone. Yeah, okay. Okay, that wasn't the most important thing. So the other thing, I changed the spaces here, and now that I think about this, I actually revert that. I changed this because our script wasn't prepared. Our script was only working with one white space separated. So that is the drawback of working with Unix tools and stuff. Like, yeah, if you have white space separated fields, then it doesn't work like that. So let's change the script for that. That was stone mod install, or and here should be FSTab. So that is maybe set up, and somewhere here was using cut, maybe here. Does this stuff substitute so mtab, or is mtab? Do I have still? Emo from last night, although we actually, do you want the third terminal one or the drop frames? Damn it. I guess this doesn't have any, or does it? Detection, what is the? I think I checked that already another time. Feature 200 final, what even freaking is that? Yeah. Not sure if you can somehow detect what kind of console you have. Anyway. So mtab, and so I guess we would need that here, copy default and fallback. So SED, and here we could use TR, but I usually use SED for everything, so that probably should be fine. That's basically probably all we need for that change. One very annoying change, 2 mbit constant bitrate. Let's see if it can do it. So, alright, actually we need to delete the FSTab, otherwise it's not reinstalled. Oh, right, it also these files. So the benefit of that is if you update on a previously or partially installed system, that will still work, which is this kind of stuff like you only realize like, yeah, do, but that doesn't work in that edge cases. And that's, of course, you need to take care of whether you write it in C#, Rust, or shell scripting. One super annoying regression is actually that Firefox still doesn't come up with... Did you see that yesterday? Actually, I probably was on stream. This is a ridiculous regression. Or is that using the shared memory? And that wasn't mounted. Anyway, so let's see if that works. Was it probably generated? Nah, that resets the bloody... Who implemented that really? I don't know. This is so silly, that word IO. GPU is so glitchy, but probably nobody uses that with. Nobody probably uses that with virtual terminal and stuff. So one more time. I also rebuilt it fully, of course. I anyway have a couple of more regressions, including Itanium probably. Questions there, how to get super fluent in C programming. Wait, did we not? I think we didn't reformat that shit. Unfortunately, what most people don't want to hear, practice, and more practice. Like with everything, whether it's sport, music instrument, or programming language. Yes, it's hard work and boring, but yeah, practice. And also look over your comfort zone, right? If you always do the same thing that you know, you will not learn something new. Like myself, I always, like 20 years ago, like met SED, like what the heck is that, met GNU, or like org, like not knowing this Unix. I came from DOS, right? So 25 years ago was my comfort zone of Unix, everything is different. Although even I could engage that more, I never really learned Python in depth because I don't like the language. Or maybe I should become a Rust expert without using it, because the language as it is relatively okayish. Also, I don't like the ecosystem. Probably it would be good experience. I also, by the way, fun fact, even I just ordered another book. I still have some books to read, which probably I should YouTube live stream less and read some more books. What I ordered is like language, some O'Reilly. Not a paid advertisement. Also misspelled, but probably Google will get that. There's some like talk, design, whatever. I just don't want to open my... whatever the title was. It was like language design, talk with authors of languages. Just ordered that because I thought by chance. And I also have always read some, like there. I also, by pure chance, I was in a bookstore 5 years ago or 6, and I brought beautiful code and beautiful data, which actually was quite interesting. Didn't read them in full, but I didn't even know that in beautiful code there was even like some, I think, x86 virtual machine written in Java, which I knew, and the code was actually, although I don't like Java for so many reasons, the code actually was pretty readable. So yeah, that works now with that also. So the difference is now from the last decade, here was so much random bullshit that I didn't like all the annoying default mount options. And Sure, it worked before. It certainly had some implementation marginalities. Like one problem is I installed T2 on, let's say, 64 gigs of memory. It saved tempfs with, let's say, whatever, 16 gigs of default space or whatever is it, 25%, whatever the default space is. And then I booted on a yesteryear machine, and you would still then have this overly large tempfs, which sure, it could work. All right, we also need to so I hope we don't ruin this or mask. So let's hope it doesn't. No, did it already resize? Maybe not. Oh shit, it resized. Oh. I so hate this word. I would think this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. How can some open source thing be so glitchy? That is really... I probably better don't resize it now. Because now it's in this... I also don't understand what's going on. Like everything works this weird. I would stuff is glitchy. This is ridiculous. Question, what are your opinions about modern bloated code editors? It's disgusting. I really hate it. I'm so unproductive. Even Xcode on my 7-year-old Retina MacBook Pro, which is quad-core, hyper-threaded, 8 threads. It was pretty top of the line, sure, 7 years ago, but like Xcode is basically unusable, right? It's a slow molasses of crawling snail. Visual Studios also they are really cumbersome. Also Visual Studio, and there you see I even sometimes code in Visual Studio, unfortunately at times. The layout stuff, I mean the layout stuff at Xcode is also like Xcode 10 years ago was actually pretty like Xcode 3 or so, but actually pretty, I really liked it. So they every year they ruined it more, like that over like 8 years, like Xcode became from a pretty reasonable IDE thing to this integrated humongous, I have even no words for such a humongous monster of pseudo application. And Visual Studio is also crazy. Like who thought, I mean, besides it's super annoying to use don't get me started on anything, but the most annoying thing is that it remembers the layout between editing and debugging. Like you lay out your IDE shit on Visual Studio, at least the last time I used it, like some year ago, and so you lay out everything nicely, you debug, and then your layout changes, you change your layout manually with the mouse to be somewhat comfortable with debugging. Then you stop your freaking debugging and your bloody layout changes all over again, like moves left and right and stuff like you already can throw up if, I mean, besides every time I open Visual Studio some other shit doesn't work because the only constant is change and regressions, but so that probably should be a beautiful FS tab now. Isn't that beautiful? Also, yeah, there's still, oh shit, there's still this one regression of this. Also, did it even freaking mount? So it, wait, did it mount? Or maybe this is, actually theoretically we probably, can we mount boot efi? Does that work with? Probably. So yeah, compress probably does not work, of course. So that's not ideal, of course, obviously, for so many reasons. Welcome everyone there. That title, yes, we get better at clickbaiting the YouTube algorithm. I'm happy you appreciate that. Yeah, that's really sad that he spends all his money for unsuccessful bullshit platforms and now he doesn't have money for sophisticated Linux systems anymore, right? But priorities, man, priorities. At least I have my own Linux distribution. So that's at least one thing and I'm happy. So Probably stone. Did I commit this already? Maybe not. So we need to refactor that. So somehow mount doesn't error. It's like yesterday's video. Why should mount in 2022 properly handle error exit codes? Evil command. So maybe add command and part mount. So do we know what we don't know what, because this is UI command, like dialog stuff. Did we had commit that already? Maybe we did. Yeah, we committed it already. Part mount, or how do we do that? Because the problem is here. And so yeah, for you it's a little bit tiny. I'm sorry that VirtIO has this strange resizing glitches. Oh, don't tell me, oh shit, no, I touched it. Oh, fuck. I have no idea how they tested that. This is the VirtIO screen resizing stuff is just hilarious. I also don't understand why is this different behavior when you resize it before. Actually, although, yeah, whatever. There's really strange stuff. The problem is that VirtIO is not even the most documented. So with my microkernel, soon we will do microkernel stuff, because obviously you see T2 is in a near perfect star for me anyway. I mean, who needs KDE and GNOME, right? KDE and GNOME patches, welcome. And so for this microkernel, I would of course like to write VirtIO GPU has drop frames. Why is DOCSIS so shitty? Is this DOCSIS shit today, or is it Intel Ethernet Wi-Fi? That is so sad. So let's test that again. So my suspicion is that remount doesn't honor the exit code here. So mount, do we have this in the history? Yes, we have. And then mount. Fuck, that does not give. Can't max this stuff up. Why does this not give an exit code? So there, maybe it is even in kernel for. Actually, you know what? We can just trace it. I can't max this shit up. This is so ridiculous. What is the system call for that mount? Oh shit, we don't have scrolling because Linux kernel developers can't program scrolling anymore. Recurrent video. Yeah, so that is remount is expected. Okay, so a blamed mount, so apparently mount is not, so there is a kernel bug like live on this. It's not the first time, right? Previous video and yeah. I do something non-standard kernel bug, right? In my opinion, this is not correct behavior that we can remount compress with an unsupported option. So yeah, I'm sorry, I suspected mount. Of course, it's a bug in Linux kernel, but it doesn't help us much. I will not debug this bug. Maybe in fat code. Something we can do better in our microkernel. But so then we change this from here to part mount, and we probably part mount. So So the problem is here we don't even know the file system. Actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe we can. What did we have said previously? Okay, maybe we can work around that. And you see, that's a little bit tricky. I mean, of course, the right thing would be to fix the Linux kernel bug, but then maybe the Linux kernel would people like, yeah, you know, whatever, you're remounting that wrong. I have better things to do. I had this so often in my life. I report stuff to the Linux kernel and it has like, you patched that wrong and stuff, and yeah, don't get me started on that. So then let's do it twice, I suspect. So yeah, it didn't mount with... And it's silly that we need to trial and error this nonsense. Mount, it probably works with... Probably should still... Yeah. And so, I mean, the fat stuff knows that, so maybe there's some special implementation marginality in the fat remount. I mean, we could try that with X though, but anyway. So to work around that, where is even my here? We do it. We simply mount it, and instead of remounting, we mount it twice. That's probably the worst workaround. Ain't pretty, but it's a Linux kernel. What did you expect? So part mount, so where's my remount? Here's remount, so mount. Remount 2, so basically if, we have that already there. So let's mount, so if we have that, then mount with that, or if that fails, mount it anyway. Does that make sense? Is that the right syntax? Mount so that fails, and then we want to hide that, and then we want or mount, so that works as expected. So yeah, I mean it's the same functionality. It's even the same amount of system calls. No, it is the same amount of system calls. Instead of mount and then mount remount, we mount twice anyway. So YOLO, whatever. The only things we could should we format it like that or it's probably fine. So def mount. Oh, right, wait, this is slightly different. I nearly committed that with some def, so we need def, because now we don't have the mount point, and O2. Or should we have it in the beginning? Yeah. Does BSD mount, if we ever want to port that to BSD, does BSD mount support? Because usually the BSD stuff doesn't support arguments at the end, right? At least it didn't decades ago. Change opt-in directory. Yeah, okay, let's... Looks a little bit silly though. Check if at least root of S is already mounted. Please mount a root file system first. Probably that looks reasonable. total mount stuff. Theoretically, we need to retest that. Yeah, but and that's the crazy stuff, right? For decades, like every month I find a Linux kernel bug. Maybe I should have. Imagine I would each month have reported the bug I found. Yeah, we probably want to test it again. Because otherwise it might have a typo and then we waste time retesting that. So yeah, we have some stray breakage in other architectures. I really wanted to release T2 this weekend, 22.10. Do we need to do light shift? Ah, yeah, this was correct to even do. The only, maybe we quickly check. Oh, cool. Sometimes Virtual also doesn't come up at all. I don't know what's wrong with those people. Probably will be fine, won't it? Actually, no. No, should we test, actually, you know what, maybe we should actually test another file system. I really hate, so we already dropped 7, like someone dropped either the bloody internet Intel NIC or freaking Doxus dropped already 7,000 frames. Sorry for that. So what do we have there? All right, actually we should have tested with, but anyway, we tested that is good. But no, we don't have a test case for compress, so. But yeah, at least it worked. Nothing like, oops, testing it twice. Let's test the compressed case as well. Maybe theoretically we should test the text installer that works. Yeah, compressed standard. Amazing. Let's test that's probably fine. Command line editing on serial also sucks. So the last time we had here some nothing like some. So that's of course a little bit less comfortable, but the point is to be able to better use it over a slow serial console. So create a file system, better as mount. Is it not amazing? Freaking extremely old-fashioned. And it's sure T2 is not the most modern installer, but everything is state-of-the-art and modern installation is. But you can debug this, right? I really love it. It's mostly stupid simple, and it freaking supports some old-fashioned stuff. So what else would you want more except maybe modern graphical stuff, right? Create a file system, fat, and mount it there, and install this stuff. I mean, it's kind of sort of even. So the last time, actually, does it work better right now? Maybe it does. Maybe it already fixes. So previously, because this guess GUI doesn't reset the terminal, leaves it in this graphic state or whatever you call that. So I guess it's already better because previously this was all scrolling in one line. So I guess, okay, that looks like shit, but whatever. honestly, it's kind of sort of more efficient. Did it install? This type peanut font I would still want to fix. But we made such vast progress. I mean, not only nearly everything in T2 is, after neglecting the KDE GNOME stuff for 10 years because I was using it anyway, certainly not me. But yeah, what a difference 3 years live on YouTube nearly every other day can make. So yeah, somehow that doesn't work. This default yes thing there doesn't work for some reason. I realized that already with, you know what, let's be professionals and make a quality assurance note about that. So that is done. Text installer default yes choice is done with enter. Do we have everything? Ah, we still need to do that. Ah, there's always so much. We have done that. Why is there always so much stuff today? We have updated that. Here you see we even freaking work on our freaking to do. Is that not amazing when everything even freaking works, TM? This command line editing is really a pain in the ass though. Is this technologically not possible to have freaking proper... Ah, wait. Oh, okay. If you know if it's possible to detect the text terminal thing and grab two leave comments below, that is actually freaking annoying that you might have to edit that. What else did we want to do? So that, what is here is our post, is it? Oh no, it's probably... Why does this not work? Also, we don't really want to print it though, but why does that not work in the installer proper? Or do we run this? Maybe if you run this dash and... Oops. Ah, peanut found. We run this dash. That is a thing. Main, what do we not run the stone module with? No, we run this as bash, but maybe some change route. Ah, here, maybe the stone. No, that is bash. But something is not working perfectly here. Looks like we run this through bash. Must be something like that, so it probably, how can we best test that? Anyway, maybe keep it in mind. Maybe let's take a quick look whether svnu over git yes is sane command that people actually can remember the options for. Yes, I know that triggers some people, but hey, we were, unlike the Linux kernel, which probably at that time didn't even use a version control system, we were one of the first major projects to adopt Subversion 20 years ago, and it fits my workflow better, and so on and so forth, and people actually can remember commands and stuff. It's like, but if that triggers you, leave in the comments below. Still need, but the devil's always in the details, right? You would think like this innocent type P thing there. You would quickly find that. By the way, are we limited by 10,000 drop frames? I so hate this DOCSIS and this Intel wireless NIC. Feels a little bit slowish, so I only quickly wanted to check. Maybe we use the time to grow meditate over this stone thing here. I mean, it should only be that one here. How do we even run that? We probably run it. Wait a second. Oh no, this is dev point. Maybe we should also have it less confusing. Why do we even run this with V? But is it possible, but this should, is it possible that this change root? No, this shouldn't run it. This should change root this script. Should be bin bash. So stone setup. Oops. Now I control C that. Oops. Anyway, I still had to test whether maybe now this works. Oops. Why does this still not work? Why do we not have... Why don't we have diff PTS mounted? Or did we? Oh no, wait, this somehow... Maybe that has to do with not sim linking. There's a font selection is still not amazing, so maybe we should also fix that. Yeah, I really wonder what that is all about. There is something borked. Probably the post install should have run though. Yep, spend other people's money, exactly. Yeah, this Firefox thing is really annoying. Oh shit, I resized this, now the bloody... you can't make this nonsense up. Oh, this is so hilarious. What? It's a Mesa demo, wow. Checkout could be faster. Maybe Git would help with that. So font-wise, I thought it is in this font misc package thing. Here are some fonts. Is that not, or do we not run the post install scripts? Maybe there are also some improper. Question, what is the minute? There is not one window manager. We support kinda all of them. This is TWM. It's of course the most old-fashioned piece of shit that I only use for testing. Of course we have KDE GNOME, Sway, Wayland stuff. So let's try to emerge something. So yeah, I guess Doxys sucks. Thank you very much. Doxys and or other Ethernet shit. So this X font thing still, nah. It also misses some font 7, but maybe we should really fix this bloody font shit. Last time Lua JIT failed, let's a little bit of stability testing. So this bloody, maybe I make the fonts after the live stream, it's too many drop frames anyway. It is so sad. Okay, Lua JIT also comes up. Yeah, so it's basically, or do we want to, I mean, the problem is I mean, we could emerge some fonts, or is it, I really hate this bloody virtual resolution stuff here though. It's really at the border of being readable. Before it is likely a stray dependency. Alright, we can barely, so can we probably, when we, that probably gives us a proper, no, the bloody stuff matches. So somehow the scale to fit stuff was scaling in VirtIO apparently. Wait, oh no, this is still off. Fuck, this is still off. So much to praising this stuff. I mean, we have some fonts, so it can't be completely wrong. So we have misc and cursor misc and aliases. I'm only guessing here. I mean, how to find what maps to, what was it, external, right? Because here's it freaking works. I checked that was some, but should this be misc? Probably should be, yeah, fixed. Okay, we don't have fixed. We probably need that one, don't we? Which did we have there? Probably not. So misc. Wait a second, we have fixed here. But not normal, or do we have... Don't have normal. I mean, we can... The problem is, I don't even remember this old-fashioned X stuff. Do we need to restart the Xorg server for that? What was it? Maybe I should use something better than TWM though. That probably is not the best impression of state-of-the-art T2 stuff though. Okay, that is Adobe stuff we emerged. Or is... Maybe this... What is it, font? Yeah, the drop frames are killing it as usual. I don't even have it installed. Ah, shit. No, that is... Which one did we probably need fixed? Oh, we need those here, 7 whatever something, I think. And we 6 by 13. Where is 6 by 13 coming from? Is it named 6 by 13? Because it is font misc, but does it also have other ones? There's 10 by 12 and stuff. There are more fonts, are they not freaking used? Share font X11, or is this directory not? Share fonts X11 misc. Is there some nonsense going on with symlinks and stuff? Share font X11 misc. There are quite some fonts though. Why are they? What did we say we need? I thought we need something like 7 by 13. Ah, shit. There should be something. Misc fixed medium. Maybe this is wrong here also. Or is there a symlink for... Okay, that is share fonts. What a bit of a mess. Yeah, that is somehow meh. Not 100% sure what... Or is it a... Wait a second, these are aliases, right? Is the real font even there? Like 713 is misc fixed medium R, misc fixed medium R normal. 120, should this not be this one's? I have the feeling there is some bugginess going on. Strange stuff. Yeah, tired wasting time on font nonsense in 2005. Weird. Rinse and repeating, wasting time on font nonsense in 2022. I think one day I should also go over all the bloody compatibility symlinks there and maybe not use X11 font directories and only put fonts into user share fonts stuff would maybe the most sane choice. I just don't quite get why this doesn't work though. Is there anything here? Font dear not found, user share fonts. Well, it says that is not valid. Entry deleted from path. Maybe that's the reason. Fonts dear not found in user share, user X11 fonts. What was it before? I don't really know, scroll back. No, that didn't fix it. So it says there quite some do not exist. Probably old-fashioned, maybe, not sure. What is with the misc thing? Font pask, but now it doesn't complain about the misc anymore, does it? Did it say that previously also? No, I think this fixed it. but the font isn't there yet. Server-side fonts, what could possibly go wrong? Still off by something. But we have more fonts now. Okay, that was part, so something is with this bloody passes, but this external stuff still didn't recover here with its... Okay, font directory cache stuff is one thing, doesn't fix the other thing. It fixes XS view though. Yeah, so that's it for this video, I would say. It's probably all we had to test today. As usual, I hope you learned something and enjoyed this. We probably should test what we do with the etc mtab though. It's not really long enough. Why do we do that here? Why does it create an etc mtab here? Oh, that's an empty file. So we had this array. I think we did that probably already 15 years ago before everyone else did that. Yeah, revision 1, 2003. Is that a symlink to self-mounts? Yes, it is. So that is a new recommendation, like 15 years later, like 15 years ago at Rock Linux, or 20 years ago at Rock Linux, we was like, hey, that would be the best thing. All the other distributions 15 years later, finally it's a systemd thing or so. But I guess it's time to adapt that again. So basically, it's best not to use. Is there any benefit of using a relative path? Self mounts here. I like proc mounts more than self mounts, but let's test that one more time. The problem is there's always one more thing, right? You test, you fix 10 things, you find a new one. Or you fix 2 things and find one new one. But if I always work on, like all companies, right, even Apple and so on need, is it not rewritten? Also enter. Okay, proc mounts. Or does it extract that to, I would hope it doesn't extract it to the init RD. Oh no, actually this was one. So you want to test that this compress stuff still works? Okay, wait, don't tell me that is... Oh shit, it's an tab. Okay, that's exactly good that we test that, so... Why do we extract it to the init.rd installer? Okay, we extract all of these files. Is it not a little bit much? Do we really need all of these files? Is there anything we really need? I mean, okay, it's not really that important stuff. I'm not sure why we have that in here. Let's see if it works without that. Certainly don't need such kind of base file structure in the init.rd. Oh, it wanted the config. Do we need... maybe we need, you know what, maybe we need... okay, for the config, actually we need the config name. Actually, this is why we have it in there. So much to... big city life, what you expect. So, share, freaking install. I mean, we kinda only want the config out of that, right? It's a little bit crazy that... Okay, we filter some stuff we don't copy. Basically, we don't need any of this stuff. Nothing like filtering some more. Means the services file is not that small. Did we really had it in there? Probably. It's quite excessive, like wasting over 0.5 megabyte for nothing. On a P3 or so, uncompressed. At least some tiny win-win. Of course not world-changing stuff here, but every half megabyte counts on vintage and retro systems in Spark Station 3486 P3. Resizing still remains Russian roulette here. Okay, that is now a regular file, which is also, we don't have ATC services anymore, right? Okay, let's see if everything still works. Yeah, so that is in there how we want it. Also more drop frames, nothing like bloody doxes. Let's fully test that. Doesn't take, it's only 1 minute. What is 1 minute in our live stream? Because we still need to see that probably that it fully mounts after boot. Wait, is that where we had the LD config? No, I didn't see it even. And does it boot up? Looks like it does. That's a Symlink. So I guess that is dramatically modernizing that. But somehow we didn't mount. Why did we not mount? Oh no, we have mounted dev, shared mem and PTS. Why does it? Maybe somehow, why does disk free skip though? That is That is somehow, actually best would be to mount Efino Auto. Some of my to-do grows. Doesn't still not improve the situation, which is whatever is going on there. Yeah, all I wanted was use Firefox, and I need to click through all this bullshit here. Does everyone use this nonsense? But I cannot be an activist? Okay, I'm an activist. Just, yeah, all I wanted was actually, can you use Firefox with all answering all this nonsense? So wait, you can't. I have some suspicion. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. This Firefox XP.com stuff is a little bit nah. Everything else looks better. As usual, we have quite some of our to do. William asks, do you use StartX on your development machine or just if to Do you have a display? Actually, I actually use StartX and Sway. I have no, like, I don't, you mean login, is it called Display Manager? Display Manager? Window Manager, Display Manager? Yeah, I probably, I mean, decades ago I once did, like GDM or KDM or whatever. The thing is that I often do so much low-level stuff that often X or Sway or Wayland doesn't work on stuff, so I prefer to have a usable text console, like instead of some crash system stuff. So yeah, that kind of stuff never bothered me. I never got why. I mean, I get why Joe Houseman user who doesn't know the inner workings of a computer need that, but why pro users needed that for something just to look pretty. Yeah. Anyway, we probably should retest and better integrate that, and maybe even offer that as a better default choice for T2 to attract more users, that's for sure. But then T2 would be expensive and people couldn't afford it anymore. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. We did quite some stuff. Channel error, exiting, what? Yeah, stuff. Probably we could, as a final test, check if it shuts down cleanly, but probably it does. We don't even see it probably so fast unless we really, yeah, probably looked cleanish. Anyway, we have quite some stuff to sort. So including some find this element. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Have a good day or night, and see you next time for the next fun stuff to come.